So it's Monday. Like legit, I miss my library, which is ridiculous because I still have like 6 books that I haven't read. It's not like I'm lacking for reading material. So my goal this week is to read way more than I did last week. I am kind of doing other stuff. Like, it's not like I'm just like sitting on the couch staring out into space when I'm not reading. I started writing again. That's always something that I personally find incredibly fulfilling, but also mentally and emotionally exhausting. And so during the school year, I just don't write very much, especially once I am busy. So I have picked up some of my paused projects and I've been working on those. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. I've been editing videos. That's been taking up a lot of my time. I've been watching Netflix. That's been taking up a lot of my time. Actually, not that much. I should be fair to myself. I'm only watching like a show or like an episode or 2 every day, maybe 3, which in the grand scheme of things, like when I'm not doing anything, 3 hours is not that much of the day. Anyway, so my current reads include City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, I think is how it's pronounced. Sorry, I keep forgetting to mention this author's name. I have about 150 pages left and I am so far really enjoying it. I think the cover is fantastic. And the insides are pretty good too. I am gonna try to sit down and finish this, if not today, then definitely tomorrow, because I've been reading it for a whole week, and that's just kind of a long time for me. I should not have taken this long to read this book. I think I'm a little bit afraid, I can't remember if it's a series or not, and I'm a little bit afraid that it's gonna have like a massive cliffhanger, and then I'm just gonna have to wait. Like, I don't know where it's going, and I don't know this author, so I don't know like if she's gonna just like rip my heart out and tear it to pieces, or if it's actually gonna be like a good ending. So I'm a little scared. I'm also working my way through The Amazing Adventures of Kavalier and Clay. Like I said in last week's vlog, I'm kind of treating this like it's a book version of a TV series, and I'm reading, because it's very episodic, and I'm reading, you know, 3 or 4 chapters at a time, whatever the episode kind of takes. I'll read an episode or 2 and then I kind of put it aside in favor of some other things, and I'll pick that back up. So probably I will continue to read this like throughout this week, but I do definitely want to finish it before I come back. Like, I need to actually like finish these books because I have other ones to read. Speaking of other ones, since I finished 2 books last night and I'm only reading 2 books right now, that's like not enough. So I'll probably start Midnight's Children tonight. This is the last book in my haul that I haven't at least begun. And I would like to try to finish this at the first part of the week because I have a whole stack of books that I brought with me, and I would like to get to at least a couple of them by the end of the week. So we'll talk about those when we get there. So that is my kind of like Monday afternoon update. I haven't actually read anything today. I slept later than I intended, and I went for a walk. And that's kind of all. I listened to a really interesting lecture on art, which I appreciated, by the Anselm Society. Maybe I'll link them below if you're interested. It was about the role of art in society, which I am very interested in. Yeah, so my plan for this afternoon is just to go to a coffee shop. I'm going to try to start editing last week's vlog so I can get that up by like Wednesday at the latest. I keep meaning to post these vlogs every single Monday, and then I don't think I've done that at all for any of them. And this is the 5th one, so yay me! I'm gonna be a random poster, y'all. It's just how my life goes, okay? Oh, so funny story. I haven't really told anyone that I know that I've been doing these vlogs, mostly because I don't actually know how well I'm going to keep up with this channel in general once grad school starts. I'm hoping that I'll be able to post a video every week or like every other week or something. Probably just talking about all of the books that I'm reading for grad school. But I don't really know, and I'm not gonna know until I get there. So I was gonna kind of like wait until like October, November, January or something to talk about the fact that I'm doing this with people that I actually know. Except I accidentally posted something about it on my my personal Instagram account instead of my With the Classics Instagram account, so now everybody knows. So if you are watching this because you found my channel, hi. Hey there, so I'm back at the beach. We're gonna read Midnight's Children and hang out on the beach and hopefully not get sunburned this time. I got like I always get weird sunburns and I don't understand. Hang on, I'll show you the beach the tide is in, I guess, and it's really cool. Well, I'm not reading anymore because it started raining. Maybe you can see on my glasses the drops. Sorry, I keep like hand in front of the camera lens. Anyway, it's like not enough to leave, although a lot of people got packed up, but it's not enough that I can keep reading. Like my book was getting wet. So now I'm just kind of like sitting here looking at the sand, and it's not half bad actually. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting a little wet, but like, hello, I'm in my swimsuit. It's kind of the point of the outfit. I don't actually like getting in the ocean. I have a thing about like water where I can't see the bottom because sharks and fish, and also there's seaweed and it's kind of gross, and so I'm like good with the ocean over there and me right here, but I don't mind a little bit of rain. Let's leave it at that. So I'm kind of hoping that the rain will stop because I don't really want to sit here for 2 whole hours and just like stare into space. If it doesn't clear up in another 15 or 20 minutes, and by clear up I mean stop raining, not stop being cloudy, that's not gonna happen. There's a little like shelter thing over by where I parked, so I might take my little chair, I have this little chair, and go sit there and read or something. I don't know. Still has a beach view. Or like that way there are some like souvenir shops and stuff. I might go hang out there or something. I don't know, we'll see what happens. So yeah, it wasn't supposed to rain today. Well, it was supposed to rain and then it wasn't supposed to rain and then it was supposed to rain and then it wasn't supposed to rain. Weather. Anyway, rain. It stopped raining. I finished City of Brass, so I wanted to just sit down and give you my thoughts about the book. It's actually sunshiny today, and I'm really mad because I went to the beach yesterday and it rained, and now it's sunny. It's really humid though, so I don't know. I might end up going to the beach later for just like a little while. I'm gonna go shopping, and I am going to write. So that's my plan for the day. It's about 12:30. Feeling kind of productive today, so we'll see how that goes. Speaking of productive, I finished the City of Brass last night. I sat down and finished it like I said I needed to. It actually took me way less time than I thought, which surprised me for some reason. Maybe I had less to read than I had expected or something. I definitely really liked it. It just occurred to me that my review of City of Brass could be its own video because it went on for like 15 minutes and it probably will take me, like, I'm not going to cut very much out of it. So go watch that video. I'll link it above when it gets posted. So it is like weirdly bright out. That's cool. I'm outside. This coffee shop is the patio is lovely. And I thought I would film for 5 seconds. Whew. Okay. So I spent like an hour deliberating about whether I was going to go to the beach because it was sunny or I wanted to go do work like my original plan had, and then it rained. So I got to the coffee shop. Actually, I got to the coffee shop and then it started pouring down rain. So I made a good choice. Did some writing, figured out what was wrong with a short story that I couldn't get to work. It was in the wrong point of view. So the prompt that the person sent to me was first person, but it needed to be third, and I knew that the whole time. So I guess we'll just walk and talk. I don't know. So now I am going to Barnes & Noble to not buy any books I'm gonna go get a notebook because I need a place to put my story ideas that I keep having thoughts about. I keep thinking about doing this, and then I'm just like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the thing. And then I'm gonna go to the beach. Update. I'm back home, and I still haven't gone to the beach. The kitchen's kind of messy, sorry. I feel like I should go because it's sunny. But it's 6 o'clock now and I still haven't decided, so maybe not. I might regret that. I went to Barnes & Noble, y'all, and I didn't buy a single book, unless this counts. So I bought a journal, which I was looking for just something with blank pages that I could scribble down thoughts about some stories as I have them, so I don't forget them, and they'll all be in one place, and that was the goal. While I was there, I was like, I'm gonna get a puzzle, cause yeah, when I'm home, I don't really have a lot to do, and I've been listening to some interesting podcasts and like this lecture series from the annual conference that the Anselm Society puts on, and it's fantastic, but I like to have something to do with my hands, and then I found this puzzle, which is covers of Jane Austen books, and I was like, yes, I need that. I think I might sit down and start the puzzle. I guess I could do that. Or I'm gonna change and go to the beach. One of those two things. Okay, so my final choice was to do both. So I sorted out the end pieces, or at least what I think are the end pieces, and I started noticing that one of the book covers is going to have this really distinctive peacock pattern, and I thought these were the same book, but then I realized that they weren't, so whatever. But I sorted out like those two, or at least the ones that I noticed. So I'm gonna do the edges first, and then once I finish the edges, I'll put together this for something in the middle, and that'll just like give me a place to start, because I forgot how big 1,000-piece puzzles are. But I'm really excited, and now I'm gonna go to the beach for like maybe 45 minutes or an hour. So a story first, and then an update. This is my grandmother's house. I have been coming here since I was 9 months old, so basically grew up here. And the facade of the house looks like this. 5 years ago, okay, so like, been coming here a couple of times. 5 years ago, I found out this is plaster. They're not bricks. And I just felt like my entire life was a lie. If you look at it closely, like, duh, of course it's plaster. It just like does not even look like real brick. Just amuses me that I had never thought to inquire about the reality of it. Brick houses are really rare down here, like everything's stucco. And so I don't know why I didn't like investigate, but everyone was like, well, duh. Just for contrast, this is actual brick. There's this on the ground, so obviously there's no grout. Hello, shoe. Yeah, looks nothing like the wall. So now I am going for a short walk to a bakery cafe place that's down the street and around the corner. I just wanted to like kind of get out of the house. All I've really done today is finish my puzzle, which I'll show you when I get back, and grocery store. That's kind of it. So trying to just like, you know, be active, do the moving. See this tree? This is a ficus tree. My mom has one of these in our house. Obviously it's not quite as big when you grow it not in Florida. Okay, I'm back. I got my coffee from the place. I've never been there before, so I just kind of wanted to check it out. I thought maybe I would stay and hang out and read for a little while, but it's kind of noisy, so I came back. Hey guys, it's Friday, The light is kind of weird. It's just been raining all day, and I don't know. We're just gonna go with it. I think this vlog is gonna kind of be all over the place because I have no idea what I've actually filmed. So sorry if that's the case. I did finish another book. I'm very proud of myself. And that is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I left the dust jacket at home. This is one of the books that I brought with me. It's the Owl Crate exclusive cover, so it's kind of a shame that I don't have it. The book is signed. This book took me a really long time to read. I started it like basically a month ago and just kind of read it in small spurts. And we're not really sure why. I ended up giving it 4 stars, like maybe 3.75. I did really enjoy the story. It was very well constructed. I found that the characters were very well rounded and interesting. It definitely gave me, made me think a little bit of Caraval. It's been compared to Six of Crows, but I don't really get Six of Crows vibes from it. It reminds me a lot more of Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This kind of sort of a mystery, very focused on a handful of well-drawn characters. So the story, Esme is a girl from this town called Bellamy, and she has been training to be a proper lady her whole life. But her mother, or her adopted mother actually, has always made business trips to this town called New Rains, and it is called the City of Sin. It's divided by a lot of gangs. Even like the rich people who control the like more cultured sides, they're the ones that are running all of the casinos and stuff. City of Sin, really dangerous, and Esme comes, it's not Esme, it's Annie. And she comes in and just wants to find her mother, and the only name she has is the name of this guy named Levi. And so Annie finds Levi, and then they kind of start to work together to try to find her mother. The only thing is, Levi is a gang lord, and he's also a teenager, and they're really attracted to each other. You know, it's YA. But I thought that the romance was really well done, and like I said, all of the characters were really well drawn. Levi has his own problems that he needs to solve that lead him to want to help Annie until he becomes a little closer to her and just cares about her personally. And as things go on in the story, they both get drawn into this larger conflict. They kind of didn't really know what was going on, and suddenly they're really involved in it for various reasons. And Annie discovers some things about herself that she thought she knew are actually totally wrong. I think it was just like described as, it wasn't advertised very accurately maybe. The thing that it is its own thing, and I was maybe expecting it to be something else. I definitely will pick up the sequel. Another thing about this book that I liked is that personally I feel like it had a pretty satisfying ending, but then left the door open for the sequel. So this is at least going to be a duology, but you can read it on its own and just be done if you want to. There's no like deeply dangling cliffhanger. Another thing that I really appreciated about the story, gosh, it's dark. Sorry guys. Another thing I appreciated about the story is this is one of those like prim and proper lady gets thrown into gritty situation and has to deal, which is kind of a trope, at least for books that I used to read, and so that might also be another reason I was a little hesitant, because they tend not to be very good. Because, you know, either the prim and proper lady prims and propers her way through situations and becomes kind of annoying, or she often has like this very unrealistic change where she's like, suddenly she's okay with everything. And the latter thing happens with Annie, but it was very well done. As time passes, Annie finds herself acting and doing things that she never thought she would do, but as she comes up against these situations that are requiring her to do these certain things, she realizes that her mother had actually been preparing her for these things her whole life. Like, for example, her mother had given her this list of 10 rules for behavior, and it turns out those are the New Rains gang rules. And so there's that little element in it that continues the thread, And so it's very believable. Like, Annie doesn't so much like totally transform as just like find a new direction for the person she already was. And I really appreciated that about the story. What else have I done? Not a whole lot. I finished my puzzle. I'll have to show you that. I took some pictures. I'll insert pictures here. I kind of obsessively worked on it until like 2 in the morning the day that I got it, and then finished it yesterday. Sort of was expecting that to take me longer, but that's okay. It was a really enjoyable puzzle, and I look forward to doing it again someday. I started Kafka on the Shore, and then I'm also reading the Rushdie and the Cavalier and Clay books still. I'd like very much to finish 2 of those 3 books before I leave. I am not letting myself start anything new until I finish those 2 books. 2 of those books at least. And when I get home, I'm gonna have some book mail, including V.E. Schwab's Vicious. I'm really excited for that, so that's kind of my motivation to finish some of the books that I'm reading now, because I can't start anything new, including that book, until I'm done with the ones that I am currently reading. Hi guys, so it's Saturday. I did exactly 0 reading yesterday. I don't even think I opened a book. I was working and then I went to the mall. Last night I didn't really do anything after I filmed, and today I'm going to tidy up the house a little bit, and then I am picking one of my relatives up from the airport. They begin to roll home. I'm staying until everybody gets home just so I can see everybody, and then I'm gonna go to a coffee shop probably and do some of the work that I have for my job that I have gotten, and hopefully I'll get some reading done. I'm not even sure what I'm going to read. Probably Kafka on the Shore. That's the one I've been kind of feeling lately, and I really would like to try to finish it before I leave. Hey guys, so you get shaky camera hand because, I don't know, I felt like filming in the car today. I did finish watching, I found this show last night on Netflix called Lords and Ladles, like, you know, a soup ladle, which is all tongue-in-cheeky, and it's some like British or Irish show about these 3 Irish chefs who go around to different big manors in Ireland that are still owned by the like hereditary families, and then they cook a period meal and like go and source all of these weird ingredients, and then serve the meal at a dinner party with the lord and lady and guests in attendance, and it was really interesting. I kind of wanted it to be a little bit more about the process of cooking the food. Like, we see them cooking, but they don't really talk very much about, like, oh, I'm braising this at this time. Like, I wanted it to be a little bit more of a cooking show. I think that would be really interesting. Like, how do you cook a dish from the 1630s? Or, like, how do you make a potato pie? One of the recipes was from the late 1600s, and it was a sweet potato pie. Not a pie with sweet potatoes, but a white potato pie that was sweet. That's so interesting. I'd love to try something like that. Some of the dishes were, they had, like, beef tongue and lovely cuts of meat like that, because people used all of the cuts of meat. But anyway, it was very interesting, and now I'm raving about it like the dork that I really am. But if you like history or big houses or Ireland or food, then I would recommend that you check the show out on the Netflix. It was very enjoyable. Yeah, that's kind of all I did today. Yesterday, after my update, I actually did quite a lot of reading. I read about 50 pages of The Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, and a sad thing that I was kind of suspecting would happen happened, and I was very emotional about the thing that happened. It was very sad, even though I was expecting it. Then, as the emotional wreck that I was, I switched. I was like, okay, you can go back in your corner for a little while. No, I'm really enjoying the book. I'm more than halfway through it now, and excited. I kind of like put it aside for a couple of days, and I'm re-involved emotionally. I think I was kind of like sensed that the sad thing was coming, and so I like didn't want to read it, but now I've gotten past it, and I think it'll be okay from now on. What else? I'm reading Kafka on the Shore. I'm about 200 pages in. Is that right? I think so. I'm like a little less than halfway. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm finding the story very interesting. So it's about a boy named Kafka. He's 15. He runs away from home. Murakami, at least in this book, does exhibit some of the literary genre traits that I dislike. So we'll see how this book pans out. I might read like one more of his just to see, but I'm suspecting that Murakami is not going to be on my like top 5 literary fiction writer list. He just has that like I don't know. I'll talk about it more in my review, I guess, when I'm like done. I also picked up Middlemarch again and read like 30 pages of that. I told you I did a ton of reading yesterday. It was great. And again, was like, oh, why did I put you down? I think just like the thought of reading the book, it's so long and it feels a little bit daunting. But I need to get over that because I am about to read a whole bunch of long old books for my PhD program. So I'm glad I did that. And I'm just gonna kind of keep rotating those 3 and the Rushdie book. Also, it's interesting because 3 of the books are like contemporary literary fiction, and they are so different in style, which I kind of like. And so far, I'm liking the Michael Chabon the most, and Cavalier and Clay feels a little bit like Middlemarch. When I picked it up, I was like, oh, that's maybe what I was feeling about Cavalier and Clay that I couldn't quite put my finger on and didn't even know that I was feeling that. Something about the scope and the way it's written, it feels like a kind of classic Victorian novel, except contemporary and set in the 1930s. So I don't know. I was interested by that observation. I'll keep kind of thinking about it. But that might be why I like it the most, is just like the style that it's written in is something that's familiar to me from all of the Victorians that I have read. I don't know. I have not read anything yet today. I am gonna go to Barnes & Noble and do some work in their cafe. The coffee shop that I like to go to closes at 6, which is a crying shame. I hate it when coffee shops do that. I understand that like those coffee shops tend to be populated by people who come there either for breakfast or they're business people who are like doing remote work, and so, you know, after 6 o'clock, like everybody's gone home. But I attend lots of coffee shops from the like 6 to 10 time swath. Even like when I'm at home, I do a lot of my work in the evenings, and so I'm always sad when a coffee shop closes early because then I have to go to Starbucks, and they're not my favorite, I'll be honest. But anyway, I'm gonna try the Barnes & Noble cafe. I still have a little bit of the project that my boss gave me. I volunteered for that, by the way. I wasn't like forced to work on my vacation. I was kind of ready to have something to do, and suggested that I do it remotely. I'm gonna go and finish that and maybe do some reading and just kind of like browse the bookstore. I just kind of want to like wander around somewhere, but I don't really like going to the mall. Where else am I gonna browse but the bookstore? And I don't have any more space in my suitcase to buy any books, but I'll just kind of like wander around for a while and then sit down and do some work. And then I have to go pick up a thing from the grocery store that I need, and I don't really actually know what else I'm gonna do. I have very few plans. I slept in, so I'm thinking I'll probably, when I come home, sit down and do a lot more reading. Okay guys, so I'm gonna end the vlog here. It's Sunday afternoon, and I think it's kind of long and a little bit rambly and kind of random. I'm not really sure how good the content is of this week, but that's because I didn't really do a whole lot, and that was great. It was awesome. I really liked that. So this week, again, my reading was kind of less than I thought. So I finished 2 books. I finished The City of Brass. I think I gave it 4 stars, and then I also finished Ace of Shades, which I gave 3-ish stars, I think. And I'm currently reading 4 books: Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie, The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay by Michael Chabon, Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, and Middlemarch by George Eliot. I am going to try to finish one of those books before I go home, but technically that will be next week. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on all of the social medias. They are linked down below, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!